back, everybody. Matt the Man here. Hope you're doing well. Today we are talking about the new movie that came out last week, Solo Mio. This is a romantic comedy starring Kevin James. This is done by Angel Studios, a small production company in Hollywood. I want to see this movie. It's like a nice little romantic comedy. Once again, we live in the 2020s now, where for some reason, romantic comedies barely exist. Not to mention, this is a smaller film in a smaller studio. Normally, this is the type of movie that would go straight to streaming. So I am very happy that the studio said, no, we are putting this in the theater. And I was very happy about it. I think this is a really good romantic comedy. This is more of an adult romantic comedy. Even though it is rated PG, it's still more relatable for adults than I would say teenagers or young adults. This is your mature romantic comedy. This is like we saw Kevin James in Hitch 20 years ago. Well, Kevin James finally grew up. You know, he's not doing the little crab dance. He's actually a mature person. It would be like if Stifler from American Pie finally grew up. I wonder what that would look me like. We're still waiting to find that out, both in real life and in the movies. And I'm glad that the studio had the balls to put this in the theater, because this is the perfect movie that 23 years ago, a little movie called My Big Fat Greek Wedding came out. You might have been around at that time. That was a small movie, small budget, small studio. And the studio put it in the theater, and that movie was in theaters for months after months after months after months after months. Why? Because the little engine that could, is the word of mouth, kept growing and growing. And a movie that I think cost only $2 million to make, ended up making over $100 million plus at the box office. And it's one of the most, you say My Big Fat Greek Wedding, people know what you're talking about. Smaller movie, but with well-received reviews, and I'm sure with positive word of mouth, this movie's gonna do fairly well at the end of the day. Positive. Kevin James, he's great in here. I'm not saying that Kevin James is the best actor in the world, no. But here, he works so well. And I think you see that maturity in the character. This is not Albert Brenneman from Hitch. This is a more grown-up character. And Kevin James does he still have those comedy moments? Yes. But they're not the ones you saw in Hitch. They're more mature comedic moments or dialogue. There's a great scene near the end where he hooks up with the woman that he was supposed to marry. And they have a heart-to-heart sit-down. And I will say, it is by far one of the best performances I have seen from Kevin James ever. That moment alone was raw, it was real, emotional, and I thought, wow, they were able to bring that out of Kevin. I didn't know he had it in him. The new actress that I've never seen before, Italian woman, Nicole Romano. She is a breath of fresh air. She lives in Italy. She owns a little coffee shop. And of course, this is the woman that Kevin James gets to know. And what I like about her character and the way she's Italian in real life, the actress, and the dialogue that they give this woman is, when I say, right on the money, that this woman will say whatever she wants to say, no matter what, no matter if it hurts your feelings or not, whether she basically wants to call you an idiot. Now, some people might think that's offensive, but I say, If you ever lived with any Italian woman in life, mother, sister, whatever, you know they don't have no filter. No filter. It does not exist. A filter does not exist with Italian women. They say whatever they want to say, whenever they want it. They don't care. So, on that note, the character in the movie, perfection. The best characterization of an Italian woman I've seen in a while. At least in the movies. In real life, that's a different story. So I thought she was great. Like I said, I've never heard chemistry with Kevin James. Perfect. And like I said, I haven't seen her in anything before. And I'm like, hey, she needs to be in more stuff. Where's she been? The supporting cast is well done. Allison Hannigan is in the movie. She's married. She's on a honeymoon with this guy. They're on their third remarriage. And it's Allison Hannigan. Obviously, a lot of people know her from American Pie. Michelle Flaherty, Jim's wife. And it was like, I think, kind of nice to see her. And other than for How I Met Your Mother on TV, when it comes to the movies, the only thing I know Allison Hannigan from is American Pie. So it's actually nice to see her outside of American Pie, finally. But she, Kevin James meets two different couples in Italy while he's on his supposed honeymoon. And, it was a nice little supporting cast. I like the humor. This movie is very funny throughout the movie. You'll be laughing. A lot of the dialogue. It's also relatable humor, so it works. It's romantic. I like that. I like the script. A small cast. Well-written dialogue. A great characterization of characters. This movie's only 97 minutes. Romantic comedies don't need to be overblown. And this was a nice, 97-minute film. Also, a little Easter egg. Now, I'm watching this movie at the beginning, where we see the woman that Kevin James is going to marry, and when she leaves him at the altar. And I'm watching the movie, and I'm like, I've seen this girl before. I don't know where I've seen this girl before. Like, fucking seen this girl in some movie before. And I'm also watching the movie going, and why do I think I've seen this movie before, this woman before, in another Kevin James movie? I don't know why I couldn't put those pieces together. Like, I've seen her before, I don't know when, but I feel like it's been a while, but I don't know. And then I went into her filmography, and even without seeing a photo or an image from that movie, I knew right away. She was in the movie Hitch with Will Smith, Eva Mendes, Kevin James. She was Eva Mendes' friend who got hooked up with that asshole guy who claimed he got his reference from the Date Doctor. That chick. That's her, now 20 years later. And I was like, oh boy. I mean, that's kind of cool. In another movie with Kevin James, maybe they do have a good friendship off screen all these years. But that was a nice little Easter egg, if you will. The only negative I had with this movie was the PG rating. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just there's no language. Not that you need a movie to have language to me, but I feel like even in some of the romantic moments, if we went a little bit PG-13, it might have added some more romance moments to have in the movie. Plus, having no language, like not even some cuss words in certain moments, because you're limited to that PG rating. I think it doesn't hurt the movie, but there's moments I'm like, I wish it went a little further, but since it's rated PG, it can't. I think my Big Fat Greek Wedding was PG. But I know that had language in it. So, it's not a downer. It was just one of those things like, I think this could have been a little bit more romantic if it was PG-13. Really enjoyed this movie. It's a solid romantic comedy. More of a mature romantic comedy. Kevin James is great. The actress, Nicole Romano, was a breath of fresh air. I hope she gets a lot more work. So yeah, let me know. Did you see Solo Mio? I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below. Did you see Solo Mio? And do you want to see Kevin James do more movies like this? More mature romantic comedies? Let me know. Matt in the back.